الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان يوم الدين أما بعد. Inshallah, today we'll have a look at how man is created into hardship, how man has hardship in this life, how man has hardship to enter the paradise, how man has hardship from the shaitan against him, but against all this hardship he is able to succeed and overcome. And this is the miraculous nature of men, that the angels, they cannot do this. The angels do what they have ordered. They do not have free will. But because man has free will, he chooses to do this. And we'll see that this is the miraculous nature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says to the angels, I'm going to create someone on the earth. And they say, you're going to create someone who's going to create corruption and bloodshed while we praise you and we glorify you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I know that which you do not know. Meaning, some of the meaning is that even with this free will, the human can choose to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the verse of the Quran says, they create men in hardship. And the tabi'een, the followers of the companions, said that this means in hardship, and in hardship in finding his sustenance, that you have to work for your livelihood. You're not going to get food for free. And Adam alayhi salam, our father Adam, he was in the garden, everything was there for him. The plants, everything he wanted was there. But Shaitan tricked him, made him come down to earth. Then the angel Jibreel came to him and he gave him some seeds. He told him, you plant these seeds. He planted the seeds. What do I do for him? You collect them. You got to get the weed. You got to rub it to get the husk off. Then you have to grind it. Then you have to get the water, make a flour, then make it into bread. Then you have to make a fire. Then you have to put it in the oven and bake it, make it into bread. So this was the hardship that he faced. From when he was in the garden easy to now hardship on this earth. The other type of hardship is getting into paradise. That what Allah is offering you in paradise is expensive. That's paradise. And when he created paradise and hell, he sent the angel Gabriel to the hell, to the heaven. And the angel Gabriel said, he said that whoever hears about your heaven will enter it. If you hear about heaven and what's in there, about the women, about the rivers, about the drink, about gathering, the palaces, of course you're going to want to enter. No one's going to say no. So then Allah put on this earth these hard things in there, like being truthful and being honest and working hard, and nice. The nice guy finishes last, So he put hardship, and the angel said when he went and he saw his hardship on earth, he said, I fear that no one will enter paradise because it's so hard to get into now. Then he looked at the fire. He saw how bad it was. So he said, no one's going to want to go to it. So Allah put all these shahawat, put all these desires and pleasures on earth. Then the angel came down, he saw these desires and pleasures, and he said, I fear that no one will escape from the hellfire. Because that's how the pleasures on earth. So you see the hardship of entering into the hellfire. Entering into paradise, and how easy it is to enter in hellfire. And Allah subhanahu says to Adam on the day of judgment, he says, get your progeny, get from your progeny, from your offspring that will go to the hellfire. He says, who will they be? How many will they be? He says, out of every 1,999 will go to the hellfire. So you can see the difference. And look, how many people are here the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered for you to attend the prayer, and how many people are in the shopping center? Hundreds. How many people are here? So maybe that ratio is about the same, that percentage. So you see there is hardship. And then you have the shaitan, where he said that I will wait for the people on their path. I will come from in front of them, from behind them, from their left, from their right. Shaitan is waiting for you. Allah said that the shaitan is the enemy, so take him as an enemy. And the shaitan, he promises you poverty, and he orders you to do bad things. And the shaitan, he's always there. Shaitan, he's always there. And the shaitan, he makes fear for his followers. This is something that we get scared. We get scared when we try to be good, but we keep failing. We keep falling back and we get scared. We don't know what to do, you know what I mean? And that the shaitan, he's always going to tell you, you're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. And sometimes you might feel afraid. You might feel afraid because you've tried but then you fail again, you slip. And you're afraid that you can't stay on the right path. And you say, I'm scared. I can't do it. But you have to listen to your heart. That in your body there's a lump of flesh, and there's a lump of flesh. And if that's good, everything is good. If that's bad, everything is bad. You have to listen to your heart. So, when you say, I'm scared, I can't do it. And then your heart will say, Oi! That's just going to say to you. You focus. Your best saleh still inside. Now time. Let out! That's when you have to overcome your fears. What do you do? What Prophet did when he was overcome with fear? He would stand up for the prayer. If the dunya became too hard for him, he would turn to prayer. When he would say to Bilal, give us relief through this prayer. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, seek the pleasure of Allah, seek the help of Allah through patience and prayer. That's when you must stand up and you must turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and start performing the prayer. And the shaitan will be there watching you. And his minions, the shaitan has minions, army, he'll be watching you. And you'll be going to prostration for your prayer. So you prostrate. The shaitan, he'll say, what are you waiting for? Get the point! Get the point! And then when you go down to that point, when you're about to put your head on the ground and face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the moment that you put your head on the ground to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the shaitan falls on the side and he starts crying. He starts crying. He said, the Son of Man was ordered to prostrate, and he prostrated, and for him is paradise. And I was ordered to prostrate. Remember when he said prostrate to the angels and he didn't? He said, and I refused, and for me is the hellfire. As soon as you put your head there on the floor to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's it. Shaitan is KO. Game over for the shaitan. And you are the victorious one. You are the victorious one. So do not ever despair in the mercy of Allah. Do not ever despair in the spirit of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the miraculous nature of the human. That the human, even though he's supposed to fail, even though he's supposed to enter the hellfire, even though everything is hard for him, but he still defies all the odds and he becomes victorious. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He boasts to the angels in the heavens. On the day of Arafah, when all the people come, all dusty and tired, and they've spent their wealth, and they've given up their desires, and they've come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as pilgrims, He says, look at what they have come to do. Look at them all dusty. He shows off to the angels through you. He shows off to the angels. And in Ramadan, what does He say? When the people are fasting, He says, they give up their desires for food. They give up their desires and food for me. That we did that for Allah's sake. And for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, angels that travel throughout the earth and they look for the people that are gathered remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the masajid, seeking knowledge and remembering Allah. And they go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, we saw your servants gathered remembering you. Allah says to them, have they seen me? Have you seen Allah? I don't think so. Have you seen Allah? I don't think so. He said, no, they haven't seen you. He said, what if they had seen me? All this they're doing and they haven't seen me. He says, what do they want? He said, Ya Allah, they're asking for your paradise. He said, have they seen my paradise? Have you seen what's in paradise? You cannot even imagine what's in paradise. Have you seen it? He said, Allah says to them, imagine if they had seen my paradise, what they would be doing. What do they want from me? What are they seeking from me? They want your protection from hellfire. He said, have they seen my hellfire? They haven't. He said, imagine if they had seen my hellfire. So we are doing all these things. You're here. I'm not giving you money. I'm not getting paid to be here. Right? We're giving up these things. We're taking a day off work sometimes to come to the masjid for Allah's sake subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He shows off to the angels. Look at what the human being is able to do. This is the miraculous nature of the human being. And that's what Allah said. He said, I'm going to create a khalifa on this earth, this creation on this earth. And He said, you're going to create people that will kill each other and do corruption, throughout the earth. And while we, the angels, glorify you, because the angels don't have free will. Whatever Allah tells them to do, they have to do it. They don't have the free will. But you have the free will. You don't have to be here. No one's putting a gun to your head to come here. No one's giving you money to be here, except you seeking the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the miraculous nature of the human being. That against all the odds, that against all the desires out there, the alcohol and the women and all these things, that we keep coming back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We keep seeking the mercy of Allah. We keep seeking the paradise of Allah. We keep seeking the protection of Allah from His hellfire. This is the beautiful. And this is that someone rich, he's rich and his parents are rich and he goes to the best school and his father has connections and gets him to be a manager or a boss in a big company and he gives him money to start his own business. Nothing miraculous about that. But someone who's poor, who's got nothing, and he has to make his way through life and he has to teach himself and he starts a small business and he works hard and then he becomes like a wealthy person. And that's something miraculous. So us, against all odds and against our desires, we are able to succeed. And this is the miraculous nature of the human being. أقول هذا وأعلم أن الله سبحانه وتعالى أمركم بأمر عظيم